Ochsner doctor faces nearly 3 dozen more counts of video voyeurism following accusations he did a recording device. He hid one in a staff-only bathroom at Ochsner's Jefferson Parish main campus.
31-year-old Andrew Matthews now faces 44 counts of video voyeurism after initially being booked on 10 counts earlier this month. An employee found a recording device that Sheriff Joe Lopinto said contained dozens of videos showing at least 10 different people. The additional allegations come after detectives completed a search of other seized electronics. Matthews worked at the medical center as a resident trainee before his arrest and has asked court permission to move to Houston pending his trial.